South African policeman sentenced to 32 years in prison for killing a Nigerian. Austin Reynolds, a South African police constable who robbed and killed a Nigerian, Emeka Okoli from Anambra State, was on Monday yesterday sentenced to 32 years in prison by a Durban High Court. The court sentenced the policeman 3 days after he was found guilty of robbing and killing the late Okoli during an illegal raid in the community where the deceased resided. The court sentenced Reynolds to 7 years for counts of robbery and 25 years for the count of murder. Reacting to the judgment, the Nigerian community in South Africa welcomed the sentencing and jailing of the South African police officer who shot at close range and killed Okoli. He was reported to have killed the Nigerian on the 18th of January 2018. Builder Shebe.
Well, that's a welcome development for me. But
at least for once.
For once, we are seeing justice being done. But you cannot really do total justice because how do you recall the spirit of this man? How do you bring him back to life? Everything he stands for, his future, his hope, his the people who depend on him for survival. How do they cope? So we cannot really do true justice. But at least it's a step in the right direction, at least for once. And I say that the government of South Africa, as well as our mission abroad, you know, they should do more to ensure that they curb these kind of scenarios from happening. Okay. We should try as much as possible to ensure that we stop it from happening rather than reacting to events. We shouldn't be reactionary. We should be preventive. Okay. When at the point where this event is happening, it must have taken some minutes. At that point, didn't anybody call the police? Didn't anybody call for support? You know, so we should ensure that when Nigerians are outside the shores of the country, our mission abroad, make sure that they secure.
We are as protected as when we are on homeland. Yes. I think well, let's even look at, you know, how this young man was killed. You know, he was robbed of his possessions by a policeman who is supposed to provide some sort of protection and killed in the process.
Actually, they are actually deemed as criminals. They assume Nigerians to be Yahoo boys, to be criminals. So when they meet them, they have been exploiting them before that time. Obviously, that is not the first time he's been doing it. Of course. And he's been getting away with it. But possibly, he wanted to struggle with him, you know, and in the course of that, he shot him. You know, so we must do more, just like I said, we must do more to ensure that lives of Nigerians outside the shores of the country are protected. Okay. Must be protected. All right.
Policing the world over is a serious business. It is one thing for us to sit down here and say, be preventive, be proactive. Even we in Nigeria, as Nigerians, how do we relate with our policemen? Or how do our policemen treat us, the citizens? So it's one thing for us to say, oh yeah, because he died in South Africa, no. The truth is that, like Mazi asked earlier, what is the value of a Nigerian life? What is the value? I am happy that the judiciary has worked. At least it wasn't shrouded in secrecy and all of that, you know, even though the man is dead, but at least his family will be a bit comforted with the fact that the killer of their son they got justice. Yeah. But it happens here every day. People get killed in Nigeria every day. People get, you know, abused by even the same policemen who are supposed to protect them. And what happens? So if we're saying that Nigerians abroad need protection from our missions abroad and all of that, the people here in Nigeria, they need the same protection. Okay, Mazi.
Thank God that it didn't happen in Nigeria.
I like that burst of energy.
If it had happened in Nigeria, they would have covered. The authority would have covered. They would have said it's criminal, exchange of fire, exchange of this. But thanks be to God that it happened in South Africa. But let them go further to arrest, prosecute those people that were involved in the death of that our lady who was killed
in the hotel room. Okay.
Let them do that. More so, let them go into arresting those that looted Nigerian shops and rendered them homeless. They will be clapping hands for them.
But however, for having done that, we appreciate them. But back to Nigeria, like Prince said, it's now a hellfire to live in Nigeria. It's now a hellfire. Look at what happened in Anambra, the IPOB legal advisor, right? The police said, this happened, this happened, this happened. So many lies. There's no value attached to human life in Nigeria. There's no human, there's nothing, no value. And that is why it worries me that I'm in Nigeria, but then that's what I can do. But thank God that they've started. They've started, let them continue from where they stop now. Let us see more improve, more arrest, more journey. But then it would have been better he who killed by sword should also do what? Die by sword.
Okay. Dayo is also reacting to this story, and he says it is eye service. Something happened in 2018 and you are judging in 2019 to compensate Nigeria. I don't think I entirely agree with you, Dayo. It's a gradual thing. You don't, especially when it has to do with a murder case. Yeah, I get that.
It will take
longer than this. You know, you don't go to court today and expect judgment the same day. So yeah. Whether it's eye service or not, I think, like Mazi said, they should go further. A lot of Nigerians have actually died in South Africa, you know, not to even mention other countries. We want justice like this, you know, to be replicated across board.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying.
I have a serious question. What is actually the role of our missions abroad?
Are you asking me? Oh, okay, the Nigerians
yes,
watching.
It's a question we all need to ask. I mean, a few months back, now, you know, we saw a Nigerian in UK who went berserk because of his passport and all of that. And then you see a lot of Nigerians complaining that when they have issues abroad, that the missions don't come to them. So what is their role? Are they just there to collect salaries every month? We should know what they're there for.
Prince, honestly, I say to you that, unfortunately, bulk of the people who work in public offices, you know, actually do not put respect to the face of a Nigerian man. Unfortunately, when you see an average Nigerian staff work and attend to a foreigner, you will be shocked at the reception and how they dispose responsibility to such foreigner. When it comes to an average Nigerian, they don't care what you do. They tell you, but are you the only one? Even when you try to complain, people will lash at you as if you are doing beyond what your right is. So they trample upon Nigerians' rights, an average Nigerian, they trample upon our rights, and they ensure that we do not have any form of respect. Honestly, I just heard yesterday that they are now doing e-passports in the mission. They've commissioned the one in South Korea, I think in North Korea, and some other ones they are doing. That is good. But the staffs should actually begin to respect individuals. That's what actually comes down to the Nigerian police. The way and manner in Nigerian police accost you on the road, and you're supposed to be civil, respectful, you know, but the way he talks to you, you like, don't you even, at least, even if I'm an animal, you will have given some level of respect, not just talk to us as if we are nothing. There is no value placed on the citizenry of Nigeria.
Okay.
Maybe as a result of lack of dignity in labor?
That's
because these are issues we should address.
That's one
is it the fact that Nigeria
management
is our mentality anyway?
The mentality.
Even you as a Nigerian, how do you treat yourselves?
On your neighbors.
I was listening to a program on the other side, and they went to ShopRite, sorry to mention it, to buy the queue. This is a white person, this is a Nigerian. And the lady there, the cashier, now wanted to, please, Oga, come over. Can you imagine that? Not minding that this is a fellow Nigerian. And that person is before the person wants to, you see that the issue we have. The police person, last week we were in the studio somewhere, and one of the boys that comes out to present program in the morning was telling us, it was even Bimbo was telling us that this guy was arrested. Why? Because he was carrying laptop in the bag. In Nigeria, was asking him, your ID card, this in Nigeria. So that is the problem. They are treating us there because we don't have value in our own country. Our government and even fellow citizens don't have value for ourselves. So that's the problem. That's the problem we have. But then only with God will help us. But God has tried. God is even tired of us.
All right. Good afternoon, Madam Boss. On the death of a Nigerian man in South Africa, his family should be compensated by the South African government. Ewulomi sent that one in. All right. This other one says the family of the slain should be adequately compensated by South African government. Jimo Muideen sent that one in. All right. Let's